What if I told you that the future of world-class sport isn't unfolding in Paris, London, or Tokyo? What if the most prestigious, logistically complex, and most watched annual cycling event in the world has come to Africa, but not where anyone expected?
Yeah, I feel really welcome. It's very well organized. But to be honest, I did not see so much from Rwanda or even Kigali yet here, so it's really nice to see something of Africa and Rwanda. But I feel very welcome, very nice people.
And finally, Kigali, Rwanda made cycling history as the first African destination to host the prestigious UCI Road World Championships.
Imagine a nation smaller than Haiti hosting the world's most complex cycling competition, the first of its kind on the continent.
This was our collective dream, to bring our pinnacle event here in Africa.
We're not talking about Egypt or South Africa. We're talking about the country that is rewriting its own narrative, from being the first to introduce nationwide drone delivery to becoming a global sports hub.
Naramutse Kigali, Naramutse Rwanda. The UCI World Championship 2025 in Kigali, Rwanda, officially open. Thank you.
But wait, why Rwanda? How did this small, landlocked nation outmaneuver the titans of the continent? What is the secret ingredient in Rwanda's master plan that other nations have yet to decrypt? The answer lies in a precisely engineered vision that is redefining what's possible in Africa. Stick with me because I'm about to break down their entire playbook. By the end of this video, you'll understand the secret Rwanda has mastered, a strategy that other African nations must either adapt or risk being left behind. For over 100 years, the UCI Road World Championships, cycling's brutal and beautiful pinnacle, was a story told exclusively on other continents. When UCI President David Lapartient vowed to bring the race to African soil, it was a bold campaign promise, and once he was in office, the time for Africa had finally come.
When I was running for presidency in 2017, I had a dream. We had a dream. This was our collective dream, to bring our pinnacle event here in Africa. And it's in Africa, in Rwanda, and in Kigali.
The world looked to the giants, the economic powerhouse of South Africa, the legendary athletic heartland of Kenya, or the powerful kingdom of Morocco. But the winner was Rwanda. On one hand, the choice made sense. Rwanda is home to the Tour du Rwanda, a challenging annual race that has proven the nation's cycling credentials far beyond most others on the continent. But deep experience wasn't the only X factor. The final decision was a judgment call based on a simple metric: who could deliver reliably, quickly, and safely? Rwanda answered those questions better than anyone expected. This brings us to the first giant question. In a race against established continental powers, why did the cycling world bet on the underdog? The answer reveals the genius of the Rwandan gambit. On paper, South Africa was the logical choice. They hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup, a monumental success. They have the stadiums, the airports, and the infrastructure. Kenya is a nation synonymous with endurance greatness, while Morocco is economically superior. But the UCI saw something different in Rwanda. They saw an X factor. While a World Cup happens in contained stadiums, a World Cycling Championship takes over an entire country. It requires a unique combination of compact geography, absolute security, and a centralized, incorruptible system of command and control. Rwanda offered a perfect laboratory for this. A capital city that is famously safe, clean, and manageable. A government that could guarantee with absolute certainty that every road would be pristine and every security detail would be in place. As sports consultant Fenan Atoberhan noted, Rwanda is using sport as a tool for national branding, tourism, and economic growth. While others had scale, Rwanda had a vision and a scalpel-like focus. But this incredible focus wasn't born overnight. This moment was decades in the making. Here's the twist. Rwanda's geography, the thing people think of as a problem, became the advantage. Those relentless hills, the narrow cobbled climbs, the high altitude, they created a course that would crown the toughest riders. Organizers designed routes that start at BK Arena and finish at the Kigali Convention Center. with cobbled ascents and climbs that testers called merciless. The course's elevation numbers are staggering, and they rewrote what a World Championships course could be.
And here, that's the country of the southern hills. It means it's not flat. It will be hard. Probably the hardest UCI World Championship ever.
So, what's the secret behind Rwanda's ability to flawlessly execute these mega events? The secret is that this wasn't a sudden leap. The UCI Championships is the final exam after a series of intense, high-stakes dress rehearsals that put the world on notice. Go back to 2022. Rwanda hosted the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, Chogamo, 54 world leaders in one city.
The 2022 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting from the 19th to the 25th of June in Kigali, Rwanda.
The security and logistical pressure were immense. A British diplomat at the time remarked, "Everything here just works. It's as simple and as shocking as that. The organization could teach London a thing or two." Before that, the World Economic Forum on Africa. More recently, the AFCFTA Business Forum, where President Paul Kagame delivered a powerful message.
As a continent, how well we adapt will depend on how strongly connected we are and on the value we add to our collective wealth.
How well we adapt as Africa to crisis depends on how strongly connected we are. Each event was a stepping stone, proving to the world that Rwanda's capacity was real and reliable. This capability is built on a foundation that many visitors don't see, but everyone feels: a zero-tolerance policy on corruption. It is the nation's invisible infrastructure. It's the reason the roads are perfect, the Wi-Fi is fast, and a multi-million-dollar global event goes off without a hitch because the money goes where it's supposed to go. But even with perfect organization, you need passion, and in Rwanda, the bicycle is part of the national soul. It's not just a racing machine, it's an everyday tool, a connector of communities. This cultural love affair gave birth to the Tour de Rwanda, an event that now primes the nation for the world stage every single year. As one local cyclist says, embodying the national spirit, you cannot defeat the hills, you can just climb them. Since winning the bid, the preparations have been surgical. The fabled cobblestones of the Mur de Kigali were refurbished. A 24/7 command center was set up to track every rider. The government even negotiated fair hotel pricing in advance to prevent gouging. The Minister of Sport, Nelly Mukazayer, said it best.
I can say comfortably confirm that we are ready to host the championship with everything that has been put in place, from the infrastructure, from having the teams activated, from making ready hotels, hospitality aspects, from communication. All that are things that have been done and that you can, facts are seeable today to make sure that everything goes well. So we'll be having a 24/7 command post that will be based at Kigali Convention Center. And what does that command post do is to track every move. There's a system that tracks every rider, and there's also a system of tracking everything that is happening alongside the race.
And they have delivered. But this transformation from a nation recovering from tragedy to a global host of this magnitude, how is that even possible? What is happening on the ground in Rwanda that the rest of the world is only just starting to notice? To understand how Rwanda hosted this event, you have to understand the bigger story, a nation reborn. Rwanda's transformation is one of the most extraordinary stories of the 21st century. The country's GDP growth has been meteoric. It ranks among Africa's safest and cleanest nations. But it's the quiet innovations that truly define modern Rwanda. This is a country that pioneered nationwide drone delivery of blood and vaccines back in 2016. A country with the highest percentage of women in parliament in the entire world, over 60%. A country where every citizen, including the president, participates in a monthly community work day called Umuganda. This social cohesion, this shared sense of purpose, this obsession with efficiency and progress, this is the engine that powers the nation. President Kagame has long championed a Pan-African vision of self-reliance. He once said, "We are not spectators in the world, we want to play a full part." By hosting this event, Rwanda isn't just playing a part, it's leading the charge. But the ambition doesn't stop here. In fact, what they're planning next is so audacious, it makes hosting the world's biggest bike race look like a warm-up lap. Get ready for this. Rwanda has launched a $1 billion bid to host a Formula One Grand Prix. Let that sink in. Hosting Formula One is the Mount Everest of sporting logistics. Only one country in Africa has ever done it, and not for decades. Rwanda is not just bidding, they are already building a greenfield racetrack designed by a former F1 driver. 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton has even endorsed the bid, saying, "The time is 100% right. No one gives anything to Africa." Rwanda isn't asking for anything, it is earning it. The UCI championships are the ultimate proof of concept. The flawless execution we're seeing on the streets of Kigali is a direct message to the FIA, to investors, and to the world. We are ready. President of Rwanda Paul Kagame wasn't just observing a race, he was collecting blueprints for a national dream. His recent visit to the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan in September 2025 was the latest high-profile stop on a global tour to bring Formula One to Rwanda. In his pursuit, he has already analyzed the intricacies of other world-class venues. He has walked the glittering streets of the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore in 2022, where he also met with the sport's top brass to discuss Rwanda's ambitious entry. He then immersed himself in the dazzling spectacle of the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar in late 2024, absorbing the operational and economic dynamics of a modern Grand Prix. Now, as he studied the high-speed drama of Baku, his vision for Africa's return to the F1 calendar was clearer than ever. Guys, believe it or not, the plan is 100% focused on bringing this incredible world of motorsport home to Kigali. So when the world looks back on the UCI championships in Kigali, the story isn't just about who won a rainbow jersey, it's the story of a masterclass in national transformation. A powerful statement that defies old narratives. It is the story of a nation that refused to be defined by its tragic past and instead chose to engineer a future of its own design. What the world witnessed was a new Africa, confident, capable, and unapologetically ambitious. Long after the final jerseys were awarded and the champions were celebrated, one thing remains crystal clear. The biggest victory of those championships had already been secured, and it belongs to Rwanda. Rwanda's story is a powerful example of what we explore here on Arisen Now. What do you think this incredible achievement means for Africa's place on the world stage, and what can other countries learn from the Rwandan model? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you believe in the power of these rising narratives and want more deep dives into the people and events defining a new era for the Africa, please hit that like button and subscribe to Arisen Now. Stay firm.